Welcome back to the Movie Review Teacher. Today we are going to discuss a recent 2024 release of the film Challengers. Now, before we get into the video, please make sure you are subscribed. Follow me on all the socials that are down in the description box. Instagram is now live, Facebook as well. But make sure you are following along as we continue on through this journey. Now, before we start with this video, it is important to understand that this analysis or review is solely based on my opinion, because my opinion does differ from what a lot of critics do say. Now, this movie does have a decent response on Rotten Tomatoes and IMDb. However, this movie, I want to point out, is not one of my favorites of the year. If you look at my top 5 least favorite movies or worst movies of early 2024, I included this movie on that list. Now, when it comes to this movie, I was expecting it to be an overall good movie. You had a story of a tennis player with Zendaya really trying to balance, or I guess manage, relationships with 2 other friends. And so with that, it kind of sets the tone through the movie. Now, I think the first thing with this movie is it is very long. It's like 2 hours and 30 minutes worth of a movie. So if you're not into long movies or drawn out storylines, this already is not something for you. Now, with Challengers, I feel like my biggest issue with this film was not enough backstory on the overall relationships and where they were supposed to go. So obviously in the movie we had flashbacks. We were able to see what they wanted us to see. However, I still feel like at points if you were not paying attention, it would allow you to get lost in that storyline. So it jumps back to different years and different months and different periods of that nature. However, we really do not see even more information that should have been shared. So ultimately, this story is revolving around Zendaya, really, and 2 friends trying to manage their personal relationship. So Zendaya dates one, ends up not working out, ends up marrying the other one. And obviously in this film, we are very aware that Zendaya still has feelings for the other one while she is married to the second friend. Now, that's okay. I think that fit the storyline well, because ultimately when they get to the tournament, they're playing for her. Now, I think the one thing that a lot of people were easily able to anticipate was the call sign of one of the friend hooking up with his wife. And so I think we all were able to see that as the movie went on. Now, with this film, I think a hard part to get over was how the music outplayed the audio. So what I mean by that is, in the film, there was periods of loud music that was during key talking points. So with that, it kind of allows you to tone out what is even being said, because you have loud sounds being played over the conversation. Now, my big issue with this film overall is, one, I couldn't get over the character that played in The Crown. For me, I just kept looking back thinking that's Prince Charles. And so it was really hard for me to get past that and not having the British accent. The second thing that I think is an issue is really the storyline of the success of both of the players. So obviously we see the better of the tennis players end up as a washout playing local tournaments. And the second that marries Zendaya is obviously playing the role of a superstar, winning tournaments, big on the tour, and so on and so forth. Now, Zendaya's role in this film is obviously set to be very manipulative. So we see her trying to take on a power role where she can manipulate her husband and his former friend. And I think that's really what the tone of the movie was supposed to be. And if that was the case, that was done well. However, I really feel that it really tried very hard at certain points. I felt that it was one of those things where, as an audience member, you either loved it or you hated it. And seeing it a couple times just to see if I could enjoy it, I couldn't. It's something that I just could not deal with. So when it came to this movie, I rated this a 2 out of 5. It's not a movie that I would see again, maybe if it was on TV or a streaming service and nothing else was on. But it's not one of those movies where I'm just going to jump at it and go, oh, let's watch it again. So drop a comment below. Let me know if this is a movie that you enjoyed. Make sure you subscribe, follow the socials below, and I will talk to you later.